Ah, she's dancing. All right, so all of you people that are on the live cast, you're just going to have to sit back and wait for a second for us to bring in the music for the podcast.
Scoot up. My core touch.
Welcome, everybody, to another lovely episode of The Bread's Kitchen. This is Wednesday, February 21st, 2018. To my immediate left, we have Nicole, who holds the fort down and keeps us on our toes.
In line.
Then over there, we have first degree black belt, Mr. Professor Michael Allen. You like that, huh? So, we're live.
I'm tired.
Why are you tired? You're always tired.
I know.
You seem ornery today.
I am ordering. I've had a bad week. This is some bullshit.
Why have you had a bad week?
Well, I didn't eat very well. I decided it's a good idea to get like 3 hours sleep coming off of Sunday night. I had to watch the the UFC. I had to watch the UFC. And I had to. The Cerrone versus Medeiros fight. I always like to watch Donald Cerrone. He cracks me up. I like him.
Cowboy.
He drinks beer. Speaking of beer, I don't even know what this shit is. It's even called the Unknown. Like, that's bad.
So tonight is brought to you by the Unknown Brewing. This is their American IPA. I believe it's called Over the Edge. It is definitely a very good beer for a podcast.
If you don't drink beer at your Jiu-Jitsu Academy, you're a bitch.
You're not at the right Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Unless you're getting ready for competition.
I drink it.
Then we use another word, but that I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah. You can't say the word. Speaking of the word, let's get into this shit, man.
Yeah.
So we
I'm supposed to be keeping y'all online, and I'm failing.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's get our notes out.
You want to go with shout-outs?
Shout-outs, everybody. So let's go on to the mofo of the week. And actually, it's the last 2 weeks because we haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks because of somebody. I won't call his name. But
don't even blame that shit on me.
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day, I was headed here. And you said, no, I have to go home and spend my night with Regina. I love you, Regina.
Are you like a professional tard? I mean, you wanted me to be here and do a fucking podcast instead of being at Valentine's Day. If I
show you the text where I emailed you on Monday and I said, are we good to go for tomorrow night? You said yes.
I was being a smartass. Who the fuck wants to do a podcast on Valentine's Day?
He forgot that it was Valentine's Day.
He did. That's exactly what happened.
So did you guys do a podcast the night that I was at Bever's?
No.
Oh,
we didn't that week either.
You guys have been fucking up.
No, not you guys.
I had the flu.
Oh,
butter.
God. What kind of damn excuse is that? The flu? Really? The flu.
It only kept you out of the gym for like 2 weeks.
Well, that's different.
I'll come in here and spread it around next time.
Okay, first off, let me tell you something. I'm a 6-year-old goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex with a 6-pack of Bud Light strapped to my balls. If I say I have the flu, that means it's the flu. That's the flu.
The man flu.
The man flu.
Damn right.
Okay.
The man flu is nothing to brag about. The man flu is the common cold that you men turn into the flu.
No, that's not. That's regular men. Me and Superman, we don't do that shit. Okay?
No, we don't actually.
I don't think Superman gets the flu.
Exactly. We usually don't get it.
I am Superman.
Oh my jeez. You're more like the fucking penguin now or something.
Look,
like I'm disappointed in both of you.
This isn't working for me. I can't keep bending down.
Look, I tried.
I'm sorry. I appreciate it, but
you look like Fergie holding that mic. Did you guys watch that shit? Hey, did you guys see that shit? Fergie and her national anthem. What did you guys think about that?
I only heard it was disastrous. I really don't watch TV.
I liked it.
All right, we already got Regina messaging me to bitch about something. Oh, she told me to speak. I am speaking.
Can you not hear us? I see green.
Can you text me and let me know that you can hear us?
Can everybody on the podcast hear Nicole?
I know they can hear us because they see the green light bumping. The green light bumping. Boom, boom, boom.
See how she treats me? Do you see how she treats me? I'm so nice to her. I planned your daughter's birthday party, and this is what I get for it.
He even drove back the day from the IBJJF.
With a half broke arm.
And it was snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways in the snow.
I know.
No respect.
No, wait a minute. I don't know. No. I'm not saying
No
that for y'all and
respect.
shit. Yeah, I'm not getting me in trouble.
Were you here for that? Or did you just stay in bed that
No, he stayed in bed because it was snowing.
What?
I don't blame you.
For
To
what?
clean
The
the
Sunday
gym.
to clean the gym for little A's birthday.
I don't clean the gym for little Leah's birthday.
His
I'm a-
excuse was that it
I'm
was
a
bad outside, so that Aaliyah didn't need to be out in that.
Look.
So he would stay home and watch Aaliyah.
Yeah.
He's pretty smart, actually.
Oh, he's a master of excuses.
Look, I'm Aaliyah's dad. I brought her into this world. I've already done the
Oh, just kidding. I apologize for everything I just said about you, Regina.
So,
She meant, yeah, speak the truth about the man flu. Whoops.
all right, well, let's get on with the show. So, Mofo of the Week, shout outs. We got to do the Mofo of the Week. Mofo of the Week
You tell us. You know this guy. I really don't know.
is James Michael Smith.
Yay. Congratulations.
Yes.
On lots of things.
Yeah, well, James Michael Smith is the Mofo of the Week because he got his black belt. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Congratulations for waking up and breathing.
It was the week that I went to teach at Beverage because that's when
So that was two Wednesdays ago.
Mhm.
Okay, so he got his black belt two Wednesdays ago. For you guys that don't know,
Wait, you taught upon with a broken arm the week after
Yes.
IBJJF?
so
I know.
James
I ain't
Michael,
no bitch.
Must have been the flu.
are you guys done?
No, sorry.
All right, so James Michael Smith got his black belt. He got it. He trains at T.C. Richardson School here, Leadership Academy in Charlotte, North Carolina. He got his black belt. I guess he's a Henzo Gracie black belt, but he trains under T.C. And he received it about 2 weeks ago. James Michael Smith.
Where did he get his black belt from, though?
What do you
I
mean?
don't know if I can't remember if they gave it to him at Henzo's or at Silver Fox's.
No,
I'm not sure.
They gave it to him at Silver Foxes.
Okay.
How does that work?
The hell if I know. I don't know.
Well,
Who gave it to him, actually?
okay, Silver Fox, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how they do that. I think from the pictures I saw, Silver Fox gave him the belt. I don't know. I don't know how it works with Henzo Gracie and his black belt. But I know he trains with TC. He's a Henzo Gracie black belt, but Silver Fox gave him the belt. I guess it would be like you guys train under me, so technically you're my black belt. But because I'm not a third-degree black belt, here we go back to that stupid shit again. Leo Vera has to sign off on it. So theoretically, Leo Vera, I've seen him actually give the black belt sometimes. But I guess in this situation, it would be like you guys train under me, your Leo Vera black belts on paper, but I have Lucas Leche give it to you.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Because Lucas Leche is a third or fourth degree black belt, and he can give it to you also. So, but the way it'll work with my black belts is I will be giving you the damn belt. Leo Vera will sign off on it. I don't know why they do it that way there. I guess it's just an affiliation thing. I don't know. But I think there's a relationship there too with
Yeah, I think they
Silver
were really
Fox.
close with Silver Fox.
because he gave Terrell Graham his black
His
belt
black
too.
belt.
So Terrell is trained under TC, I guess.
And Silver Fox came and did that seminar and donated
Oh, yeah, that's right.
100% of the proceeds
Yeah.
to JM's
That's right. That's right.
thing.
Yeah, because JM, in case you guys don't know, which you should know, pretty much everybody knows JM except for Dickhead over here. JM runs the refugee jiu-jitsu camp for the refugee kids.
Yes.
Fuji?
Fuji? What?
Huh?
Fuji? What?
He's just
No,
saying words.
refugee, not Fuji.
That was the band.
No, not the band Fuji. Refugee. God, you're terrible, dude. That wasn't even funny.
I know.
Like, that was so lame.
I'm trying.
No, you're not.
Here comes in our hate mail.
Oh my God! Did you just say that, dude? Actually, I don't care. I like hate mails, especially.
Anyway.
But anyways, so congratulations, JM.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And you are the winner of the $5 now.
No, we're at 4 quarters. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. $5. Correct.
Yeah, $5 in
$5.
quarters. $5 in quarters. So JM,
We're only a couple minutes from your home gym.
Yeah.
You can come get your $5.
you
Come
can
over
come
here
over
and
here
get your
and
quarters.
get your quarters, man. I've got your $5 for you.
I got some laundry just in case. You can use those quarters. That's how you do laundry, man. Quarters.
What is wrong with him? Today?
I don't know.
I can't do this anymore.
Anyways,
I can't.
so let's go on to the Bihotch of the week. Bihotch of the week.
I need to get that
Give
on
it
a
a
sound.
try.
I
Give it a try.
need. That's a sound bite. I'm gonna record that. We're gonna play that
You
every
can practice it.
time. I can't practice it. I can't say it
Why aren't you allowed to? I'm
because you obviously didn't watch the first time I tried to say
I
it.
didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What did he say?
I don't know. So you guys want to know who the Bihotch of the week is?
Who is?
Yes, because you didn't put it on our notes, and I'm pissed.
The Bihotch of the week is Caitlin Huggins.
Oh,
Yep, Caitlin Huggins wins it.
good job.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
Congratulations, Caitlin. Toast. Yes. And do you know why she's the Bihotch of the week?
No, but you please enlighten us.
Yes.
For her awesome performance at IBJJF Atlanta. She was in a very close match with Jacqueline Amore, I want to say.
Oh yes, I
You can't
remember
even
this.
pronounce her name.
I know, I'm terrible at name. But her last name really is Ramos, right? Since she's married to William.
I don't know how that works in other countries, to be honest with you.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. I just changed my mind. Caitlin's not the Bihotch of the
That's
week.
bullshit.
Oh, I can do that. I can do
You
that.
can't do
I
that.
can do that.
That's bullshit.
You have just revoked.
Give her quarters.
Number one, Caitlin ain't coming over to get the quarters.
She
anyway.
might. She came to my women's class a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do
And
this.
I'm gonna probably go to her women's class on Friday,
Well, then this
so I can deliver her quarters.
No,
No,
that's a
they
good
have
point.
to come
They have
here
to
and
come
pick
here
it
and
up.
get the quarters. They have to come here and get the quarters. So the Bihotch of the week this week is Jacqueline Amore Ramos for her performance at IBJJF Atlanta
That's
since she won the
bullshit.
match. What? Caitlin can have it next week.
Boo.
Caitlin will probably win Grappling Industries. Caitlin will probably win. Caitlin really deserves it because, okay, the last time I saw her compete against Jacqueline, it was just a destruction. It looked like me out there competing against anybody. Like she really got beat bad. But I mean, that's no
What
shame.
you would look like against
Because-
Jacqueline.
No, that's not true. Wrong. Wrong. But anyways, she got beat really bad the last time I saw. This time she lost by an advantage. It was a really close match, and she survived a killer triangle.
So you cannot take that away from her this week.
But
Those are her quarters.
We see Caitlin all the time. We see she's a,
What does that have to do with anything?
because it's a good thing to give the stuff to the and plus Jacqueline.
No, because you've named Diane and Summer. We see these people all the time.
And yet they have not received
No.
their quarter.
And that's why.
And that's crap because Diane should have got hers because she's been here.
But she didn't get it.
She
That's her
didn't-
fault.
She didn't ask for it. That was her fault.
She didn't ask. I try to give it to people outside of the Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu community. I do my best, okay? And I'm sure all of you, do anybody watching?
Probably not. They
yeah.
probably all hate us.
We do.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. I bet you if you took a poll right now and asked them if I have the right to revoke,
You don't have the right.
I do have the right.
I'm taking over that. Right.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I love Jacqueline. She's checkmat and all,
Yes,
but
she is
you
check
cannot do that.
Matt.
No,
And she
I
is,
refuse to let you
and
vote.
she's a black belt.
Caitlin's what does that matter?
Oh yeah, that's right. She is black.
Stupid.
Okay, so Nick, who do you think should be the Bihotch of the week? Caitlin or Jacqueline? Man up, dude. Man up. Man up.
Caitlin.
Oh! The Bihotch of the week should be Nick Lucaria. That's who the Bihotch
I want my quarters.
Oh my God.
I can use that. I need gas on the way home.
My
You
goodness.
can't call him
Oh.
Bihotch of the week in a negative
Oh yeah,
manner.
that's right. You're right. You're right. Okay. You're right. That's my bad.
You
That's
have
my
to
bad.
go back and say Nick should be the bitch of the week.
Okay, he should be the bitch of the week for that.
You are the bitch of the week.
Oh,
I
the
appreciate
punk
it.
ass for the week. That was terrible, dude. That was absolutely. I'm disappointed, man. I am so disappointed in you.
He's scared of these real arm bars.
Well, that's true. Okay, but you know I have no problem giving it to Caitlin, and my original idea was to give it to her because she deserves it, and Caitlin has improved dramatically. I I mean, she's not Jacqueline. But
I give it to
she's improved.
Caitlin for the ass whooping she puts on me every time I roll with her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did you whip your ass? I like Caitlin. Fuck it. Caitlin's the biatch of the week for the next 3 weeks.
She whooped your ass.
I'll pay her $10 in quarters. I'll give it to her in cash if she'll come and whip your ass again.
Damn.
Come on. Come over here. You're welcome over here anytime. I didn't know that. I like that.
No angst in his voice.
Hey, well, actually, you know what? That's funny because Caitlin grapples a lot like Nicole. So that's like a Nicole 20, 30 pounds bigger.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. I need to get her over here.
She is
Like
more effective.
the man she wrestled, or never mind.
Who?
The man she grappled at IBJJF.
Don't say that.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys are
well.
And
The great
next.
the great colleague.
The great
Next. All right, charity of the week.
All right, so charity of the week, guys. This is a big announcement. This ties into an announcement we want to have for all of our viewers and everybody out there listening. Gis for GIs. Now, I know that we've done them before as a charity, but we're going to do them as the charity of the week again. And the reason we're going to do it is because we are going to have them come in April 7th here at Checkmat Charlotte.
April 7th, Checkmat Charlotte.
April
put it on
7th.
your calendars.
Yeah,
people.
put it on your calendars. April 7th, Checkmat Charlotte. That's a Saturday, and we're going to raise some money for Gis for GIs. This is a great cause. Bring your Gis, bring your money. I'll have more information on this coming up in the following weeks. It'll be posted on the Facebook page, on the YouTube page, and it's going to be a phenomenal seminar. Listen to these clinicians we have. We have.
What time is the seminar? I'm sorry.
I don't have all that information yet. That's why I said I'm going to have all that
Saturday,
information later. I'm sorry.
Let's not do it early in the morning.
I'm sorry. I don't
calling
have.
sick with the man flu that day.
Yeah, I don't.
I can't.
I don't have anything.
I get off at 12, guys. Can we schedule it
I have
a
the
little
man.
later?
I have the man flu.
So the clinicians we're going to have for this right now scheduled is Elton Cruz.
Oh
shit. Checkmat black belt from Myrtle Beach. Joe Selecki. Matt Serra, black belt, phenomenal. One of the up and coming MMA fighters. This guy is just ridiculous. He's a young gun, and man, this guy's leg locks is
Serra?
6. Yes.
As in the same Matt Serra.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on. I may have messed up on that one because he used to train with Frankie Patches, and they was under Matt Serra, and his brown belt was all the way up there. I don't know who he got his black belt under. I said Matt Serra. He may not be under Matt Serra, so please. I apologize if I messed that up. But Joe Selecki will be one of the clinicians. Jeremy Arrell, the gerbil, will be one of the clinicians. And there's a strong possibility that Steve Hall may be one of the clinicians.
You cannot miss this, people.
Yeah, you can't miss this. This is going to be great.
Look, if you can't bring a gi that day, we will make sure that we are working with one of our close representatives at Flesh and Blood Gis, that he will be here to have gis for you to donate.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to come and just donate and then roll and learn.
Get on the mat.
Get on the mat.
Come get on the mat. Come and help this cause out, man. This is for the troops. You know a little bit more about the charity, don't you? What Brian?
Yes.
Why he started it? What he's doing with it?
Well, I mean, I haven't delved into a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, but the main reason is to basically for all those people that out there that want to train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that either don't have the means when they get out or just have difficulty finding either places to train, can't afford a gi, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's to help support the entire military community, either when you're in uniform or when you're out of uniform, to learn something that will make you a better person. And coming back and getting out of the military, it's very, very stressful, especially if you've been in them for a long time and trying to transition back to civilian life. This is one of those things that can actually help somebody make their life better. So please come out, please support the foundation, please support the charity, and get a lot of great instruction at the same time.
Yeah, and that's a lot of great instruction. I mean, it's here at my academy, at my school, and I'm excited about it. There's not a lot of stuff I get excited about as far as instruction wise, but man, that is 4 different styles, 4 great instructors. Again, Elton Cruz, Joe Selecki, Jeremy Arrell, and a strong possibility of Steve Hall. Man, that is good grief. I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm still not rolling with Steve Hall, but still, I'm so excited. Nice. Just want to go ahead and put that out there. Just want to make sure he understands that before he comes over
Maybe
here.
you should be the visually.
Ooh. I'll roll with you. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, so let's go. So real quick, last part of the Charlotte BJJ MMA flashback of the week.
John Piper. The pipe doctor.
And the flashback of the week is John Piper returns to East Coast. Man, I remember that like it was yesterday.
I feel like everything we talk about is just to.
What? What? That is a flashback. That's a huge. Well, stirring the pot. That is not stirring the pot. That's a huge part of Charlotte history. Nick, do you not agree that that's a huge part of Charlotte history?
I will.
John Piper he had left East Coast. He had left East Coast and followed Mushu, and then he went to Great Grappling. Okay, and I'm just saying this because you said I was trying to stir the pot, and I was not trying to stir the pot. I said nothing about Paulu or Checkman because you forced me to explain myself.
You didn't have to do that.
You forced me to explain myself. Okay, all right. So, anyways, it was a very big part of history here in Charlotte, and it shouldn't be forgotten. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that doesn't forget it. But I'm not going to go ahead and continue on.
For a long time, I wondered why everybody hated on Piper because he seems like such a sweet, nice guy.
So you're saying they have good reason to hate him?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I love Piper. He is one of
I do
my
too. He's one of my
absolute favorite people. But, Brett's not helping your case at all, man.
Whatever, man. I talk with the pipe doctor every day.
The more that Michael talks about you, Piper, I'm just saying.
What? Nick, do you see anything wrong with me talking about the pipe doctor? Weigh in on this.
He's not helping your reputation, Piper.
How am I not helping his reputation? Because I said he went back to East Coast and started a strong. You didn't let me finish.
So for all the people that out there that don't understand what you're talking about, can you please go into some detail?
I wasn't going to. Okay. Yeah.
Let's not. All right. He went back to East Coast, and then what?
Okay, he went back to East Coast fighter. Okay, after the previous instructor left, not calling any names. Okay, all right. So the previous instructor left. He goes back to East Coast, and he started one of the strongest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools in the state of North Carolina. Period. End of story. That's all I was going to say.
So why was that flashback important today?
But because it's important. It's important part of Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu history.
Why?
Because it started one of the bigger schools. Before he went back there, it wasn't that big of a school, and the school itself had sort of just disbanded, just sort of floated off into the sunset.
It had more.
People were
Where'd all those people come from?
People were going everywhere. I don't know where they came from. People just popped up. I mean, they're like fucking like weeds. They just started coming up out the grass, man. All these people there's a couple of my students over there now. Well, okay, I take that back. They're not at East Coast because then he left East Coast. But that's for another day. I didn't.
No. Let's go ahead and get.
I'm not helping you. No, we don't have time for this.
I don't want to.
I am the producer.
I don't want to get
into this. I will determine how much time we have.
Because I actually feel bad about Piper.
Why? You should not feel bad.
Dragging your friend's name.
I'm not dragging my name. I am not.
Okay, so I can go ahead and remove backlash because your quote is none because we haven't done shit. So let's just go ahead and wipe that 20 minutes of talking about backlash into why Piper left East Coast Fighter in the first place.
No, I'm not doing that. That's not what I said.
He does have a good reason for leaving East Coast in the second place.
You want to stir the pot and be the podcast?
No,
Charlotte
I don't want to stir the pot.
Go ahead and finish that soup. Michael.
I am not. I'm a simple interviewer.
No.
I'm trying to get information out for people to learn
because
they're gonna find out. It's a game of telephone.
Look, I don't care if they find out or not. That was not the point of the Charlotte of the flashback of the week. The flashback of the week for MMA and BJJ.
That's all you were going to say.
Was John Piper returns to East Coast and builds one of the biggest schools in Charlotte.
That's all you were planning on
saying. That's all I was planning on saying.
there are plenty of people that are going to send us hate mail just about that.
They should not send no hate mail.
Yeah, because you're not going into
No
detail
one's
about why this is important.
They all. Okay, it's important. You guys are not listening. Listen, it's important because before that, this is no joke. Before that, the only big schools in Charlotte was Great Grappling,
Fort Mill,
Steve Hall's,
Concord,
and Gracie Baja. Well, actually, excuse me, Gracie Baja really wasn't even.
So you
that
only brought
big.
up one school that's truly in Charlotte.
What?
Great Grappling is not in Charlotte.
Oh my
he
good
means the
grief!
Charlotte area.
No,
The
but
Charlotte in the
but I'm-
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community, Great Grappling is considered part of the Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu
It
community.
is, but it doesn't have a Charlotte address.
It doesn't matter.
It
Doesn't matter.
Don't make me bring up a conversation you and I just had.
I will break your neck in the morning.
I know you will.
You can't do that. He has back problems. Leave that man alone.
That's why I'll break it. Nick, listen.
I'm trying to steer this shit, people. I really am.
I
Because
know.
there's a lot of fucking good knowledge here.
There's not a lot.
But we're steamrolling. It's like we're paving a new
All right,
road.
so
And this is when I go, listen,
this is why it's important.
if you want to
because-
bury a body, you go out to where they're going to go make a new road. You dig that up, you bury the body, and the next day they pave over it, and then the body's gone.
And that's why.
Why did you say that?
Yeah. What does that even have to do with John Piper building a great school?
Because you weren't giving us any good information, so he
Yes.
decided to.
Okay, but I'm giving you some great information, guys. Look at.
All
what
right,
he's
so it is a
accomplished.
great school. He has
Yeah.
some of my favorite people.
Crew,
enrolled in.
listen.
One of my favorite schools to visit.
Crew Armlin is the best person to take over that space after Rob Hunter left, and that's all I'm going to say. And he did a fantastic job.
Who's Crew Armlin?
He owns
Oh,
East
the
Coast
guy
Fighter.
that owns East Coast Fighter.
He's ex-CMPD.
Oh, yeah.
I think he still may be.
Boo! Somebody boo that man.
What
Boo!
about his wife, though?
John Piper. But oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm going to go shoot myself up back. You guys can finish this.
This is what happens when you give me beer.
John Piper. John Piper is listen. I honestly believe this. I think I said this in our first podcast. I feel like John Piper and Jay Ho. Well, first let's go back before that.
I'm just going to say
Hold on,
John Piper is
Wait a
one
minute.
of the best on the East Coast.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Stop. Before we go any further, I think that Jeremy Orrell's presence coming to Fort Mill and starting Great Grappling changed the landscape of
Yes.
Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
And then I feel like John Piper returning to East Coast and Jay Ho Lee really putting his effort into Tops Martial Arts. I think those two people drastically after Jeremy changed the landscape of Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu. When I remember when I first came down here, it didn't look like this. And when I came back here in 2011 permanently, it did not look like this. The landscape, you can go back and you can look at Naga. Remember I was telling you about the Naga results I looked up one time.
I totally agree with you.
You look up the Naga results and you go through all of the divisions, and most of it is, Joe Hurst Jiu-Jitsu, Steve Hall, Fight to Win.
Fight to Win.
You had a couple of the Fit to Fight. You had
Rickion.
Scott Shields. You had a little bit of the Rickion because they're the wrestlers. You had the Team Rock, Charlotte bunch, but they're just, Naga wasn't filled up. There wasn't a lot of people doing jiu-jitsu, and there wasn't a lot of upper belts. And then I just felt like when Jeremy came along, he came back, he moved from Brazil, and he started Great Grappling.
So when did Alliance come?
Alliance came when Lucas Lepre moved here, 2-3 years ago.
I was going to say 2014.
Yeah, and then and that was huge. That was after Piper and after Jay. I mean, that changed the landscape. I mean, it was just huge. Paulo Mushu jumping, Paulo Mushu going out to core fitness, that's changed the landscape. There's several parts of Charlotte history that has been big that you can really put your finger on and say, okay, that was big for the Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu area. And Piper going back to East Coast was big.
Mm-hmm.
That was big. I mean, because let's be honest, before he went back to East Coast, that gym,
Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu, or doing back Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu or East Coast?
East Coast. But
Okay.
when he left East Coast the first time,
Okay.
he took some of the students with him to Great Grappling.
Yep.
I don't know exactly how many, but that took a lot away from East Coast and Mushu there. And then when Mushu left, it left them without a jiu-jitsu instructor. Right. And so the people sort of scattered. And then Piper went back. He brought some of the people with him from Great Grappling, and then he just built a school. And I mean, it's grown. And then he left there. He left there and went and opened his own place at this CrossFit gym, and it's gotten even bigger. I mean, it's huge. I was legitimately being serious when I put that on there. So I hate that you guys think that I would try to stir the pot. I'm insulted. I really am. I'm insulted. Okay. All right, so let's go on.
All right. Apparently, we haven't done shit.
Ain't done shit.
I don't believe that. I don't believe there hasn't been any backlash from something.
I haven't checked the email lately. Have you got any backlash?
You need to give me the email password.
I will.
No, we haven't gotten any backlash off of it. Well, we ain't done a podcast. How are we going to get the backlash?
Well, what about we haven't whenever backlash from the last podcast?
Oh yeah, well, I forgot about all that.
Ooh.
You know, I had topics that I wanted to discuss, and you.
Well, why didn't you add them to the notes?
He fucking deleted them.
It's because it's my podcast.
Because he kept deleting. I'm the co-host now.
Yeah, but it's my podcast. It's
still really Nick's. I mean, this is all his shit.
No, I'm just the producer. Trust me.
All right, so let's go on touch and go topics.
I had actual relevant topics to talk about for jiu-jitsu, but let's talk about Russia.
Okay. Well, let's hear your relevant. No.
No.
Let's
forget
forget Russia.
another day.
Throw one of your relevant jiu-jitsu topics in there. Seriously. Hurry, quick.
We'll
throw one up.
Go ahead and talk about Russia.
No, let's talk.
Are you gonna totally kick Russia off the show?
Yes.
I don't have time to talk about my shit and Russia.
Yes. I'm serious.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Now I'm unprepared. I'm gonna have to go on Instagram and stalk Gary Tolan's page and find the fucking post.
Somebody boo this woman.
So you sent notes? You sent notes? Where's the
Nick,
sent file?
Somebody boo this woman.
He had it on the notes. He had it on the notes for the last podcast, but he took them off.
Ah.
So we didn't get to talk about
Let
it.
me see if I can go back to this.
But this has been several weeks ago.
Okay, let's hear it. What is it?
It was about the people getting all assed up about women posting sexy jiu-jitsu photos.
Oh, yes. Well, my co-host is a genius because we need to talk about this.
And Gary Tolan had posted something, which, why isn't my internet working? I was going to try to find it. And I got in an argument with a girl on Gary Tolan's post about this. Because.
Do you remember what the post was? Was it a picture? So basically, well, hold on. Let's clarify what you're talking about. So people getting upset about female jiu-jitsu practitioners
posting sexy photos.
Wait.
Using their sexuality.
Is it Jiu-Jitsu?
Who cares?
Jiu-Jitsu. That's what I'm saying. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm not really sure. But why is it? Why am I getting no service, guys? What's going on in here?
Because Time Warner Cable hasn't come out and fixed the cable, motherfucker.
Are you drunk?
No.
Like what?
So people get upset because women use their sexuality. This girl felt like people used their looks to get that. She felt like she was getting shit out of super fight opportunities over girls who just looked pretty but weren't actually more talented than her, which I think is a load of shit.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. She was the blue belt, right?
I think so.
Yeah, she got pissed off. Basically, she was saying, y'all flash your tits.
And we get more sponsors and opportunities than she does because she doesn't do that.
Yeah. And she was probably, realistically, she probably wasn't talking like about, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, she doesn't know you.
No, she doesn't know me, but she did go and stalk my Instagram page because my Instagram page is public.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, she did.
Do you know when people stalk your Instagram page?
But she definitely told me. She told me she did.
Yeah, she come out and said. She said she'd whip Nicole's ass. She said.
She said that.
It's all about this. You want to read this? Can I read this?
You want to read it out loud?
Oh, I will read it out loud.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So this starts off from this person.
Say her name. What's her tag?
Let's not either.
Why?
Because.
Oh my God.
It's under one of Gary Tonan's posts. You can go find it yourself.
The brute.
Nick, you're a bitch, dude.
The brute says it's about those who want to get sponsors and make it pro without having to take off their clothes. Why would I get a super fight if Shell posed naked? Proper punctuation, ladies and gentlemen, stay in school. It's demeaning. My father would be so embarrassed if I did that. It's setting women back decades, like we were more than just ... a hot piece of meat to look at. Some of us want to be respect. I'm reading this just as it says. For the blood and tears we put on the mats, not how I look with my belt around my naked skin. Come on. You're not a sale out. Why would you support some? First reply, yeah, you can still do that. Second reply, never saw someone getting a champion for just being attractive. Third reply,
From Gary Tonin.
Well, I would support them because they can do whatever the hell they want, regardless of what other people say, just like I do. Number 2, I like hot chicks, and I won't apologize for that. Reply number 3, as long as it isn't hurting anyone, whatever someone does with their own body is absolutely none of my business.
All right, okay. We get
Let's go with, okay, so
it
here's my reply.
it gets better.
Guys, who gives, I mean,
Do you want
We're going to my reply
Do you
now.
want to hear Twinkle's reply?
not particularly, I read it.
Anyway.
Your way of thinking is setting women back decades. Guess what? Some women are capable of being sexy and talented. Mind-blowing concept, I know. Do what you do and don't put other people down for what they do. And if you're talented, a half-naked, less talented woman isn't going to take a sponsorship or super fight opportunity away from you. That is a made-up problem.
So anyway, she went on to tell me that she went on my page and said that my half-naked pictures had far more likes than my jiu-jitsu pictures, which is an absolute lie because me getting promoted to brown belt, I think, has definitely the most likes by far than any other picture on my page. And I have posted my tits and ass out, guys. I have. If you've ever seen my Instagram, you know. So, and another thing, I don't get sponsors thrown at me. I have to work. If I wanted sponsors, I have to work as every bit as hard as anybody else to get those sponsors. They don't just see half-naked pictures of me on my Instagram and message me and be like, please take my money now. They don't. So it really irritates me for people to say that.
I get it.
I sort of agree with the lady.
You're full of shit.
I just feel like clothes were meant to be put on your body.
You're full of shit.
I'm being serious.
You're saying
All right, so tomorrow we'll take pictures of you with nothing on but the black belt, and we'll see how many people call us for sponsors.
They're not. But that, I mean, I just feel like you have to have a certain level of self-respect.
oh my
And
God.
conduct yourself in
He's
a...
trying to get me irritated.
He's
No,
Yes,
I'm
you
being
are.
serious.
Yes, you are.
got the smirk.
Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness. Why can't I have a varying opinion?
Because you're making it up.
How do you know I'm not sincere?
We've had this conversation before. I know better.
Nick.
I mean, some women work. I mean, some people are just naturally get to be skinny, I suppose, but it's not, you don't just wake up in the morning and have abs. You have to work on that. And so if you work hard on your body and you want to show it off, and that's your fucking business. It's nobody else's.
My drag pictures have 0 likes.
Your what?
His drag pictures. Okay, hold on. Guys, seriously. Seriously. We need to just, I mean, you guys wanted me to shoot Rush off of the topics list
All
for
right.
this, so we need to have a serious conversation.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like, let's go from what she said. She said that women posting provocative pictures of themselves in a athletic manner, but half nude or provocative or whatever, sets female athletes back 20 years. Do you disagree with that?
I do disagree with that.
I definitely disagree with that.
You definitely disagree with that?
So when Andre Gaval posts without his shirt on for War Tribe to so he can show their gi pants off, I guess, because he doesn't have a fucking gi top on for ads. Is that setting men back 20 years?
But men have never been set back. Men have always been, we've always been assholes and at the top of the heap. I mean, it's just the truth.
That is the truth.
That's the truth. I mean, we've never. I mean, I don't think that. I definitely do not feel that we're superior in any way. But the reality is,
I'm just telling you,
women have always been judged against men.
If men can be sexualized for ads, then what is wrong with women? I mean, you're consenting to do that. You're an adult. If you want to take your fucking shirt off for an ad, that's your decision.
Right. Yes, but the difference in that is if he wants to take his shirt off for a Calvin Klein ad, it's not the same parental guidance restrictions as if you take your top off.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about they're mad about women taking pictures with their gi top on and a sports bra that's just a little bit. It's okay if your sports bra is up here and or your boobs are small and you don't have cleavage, but God forbid you have big boobs and you have cleavage in your sports bra, then it's a huge issue that you have sexualized jiu-jitsu.
Well, I can say this.
Or any other sport.
I wouldn't want Leah doing it there. I think that's a fair assessment. I wouldn't want Leah doing it.
So you're telling me that Megan doesn't walk around with her cleavage hanging out. You're saying that right now.
I mean, I don't know what Megan does, but I wouldn't want her doing it.
Wow, we've taken a serious turn tonight.
I wouldn't. What?
No, I totally agree. So, but
again, I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding what the lady's saying. I don't think that it's a point of cleavage hanging out. My wife has sports bras where her cleavage is exposed. You tell me if I'm wrong. I took it that she meant female athletes posing in provocative manner.
No, she's saying female athletes that pose in athletic pictures.
Yes, in a provocative manner.
Like showing cleavage in a sports bra and just having a gi top on. She feels like those people get super fight opportunities and she doesn't.
Well, she doesn't get super fight opportunities.
I don't believe
she doesn't
believe that.
No, that is a made up problem.
Yeah, but she doesn't get super fight opportunities because she sucks.
I don't know if she sucks or not, but if she's not getting super fight opportunities, it's not because some girl posed naked and she didn't.
I can see the difference, though, of somebody not getting a super fight and then obviously going to do the provocative gi underpants shot to get them more attention. And then here's what happens in today's society is you get more attention via social media or any other type of media. You're going to get offered things that other people aren't because you're going to draw their followers into that. So it's like if Kim Kardashian started doing jiu-jitsu tomorrow, how many more women and men do you think would be interested in jiu-jitsu?
I just don't have a problem with it personally because
I'm not saying there's a problem with it.
And you have said this to me yourself. Use what you've got to get what you want.
I don't recall saying that.
Mm-hmm. And that's and I'm not saying that I think it's right if some girl walks off the street and she poses nude and she gets a whole bunch of jiu-jitsu sponsorships. You know, yeah, I can understand the frustration if she doesn't have the talent to back it up. But if Mackenzie Dern wants to pose half naked in a picture, well, who's gonna argue with that?
Okay, but wait a minute. Just hear me out. This is why I think you're minimizing what she was saying. You're twisting what she was saying. Here's a picture of you on your Instagram, okay? And clearly your cleavage is exposed. However, but listen, I don't think that's what she was talking about.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't think that's what she was talking about.
My cleavage is not exposed.
Not really.
No, but it's a sports bra. It's cut somewhat low. Yeah, I don't think that's what she's talking about.
Yes, it is.
No. Now I can pull up another picture. I think that's what she's talking about.
The people that are on the live stream, I am showing the picture that Brett is showing.
Like I've seen you in your gi top where you've got your gi open and your sports bra showing. It's a sports bra. I don't think that's what she's talking about. I think she's talking about, like I've seen some pictures on Instagram from other people.
No, she's talking about female athletes doing it.
Yeah, and you're
not a Instagram model picture. That's probably what she's talking about.
I don't think she's talking about this.
Yes, she is.
I don't think she's talking about this. That's not what she's talking about. I think she's talking about there's a way to pose like this. This is an athletic pose. You're in your skimpies. You're in your
That has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
But listen, you could take this her wearing the same thing, and you pose in a different manner, and it totally changes the concept of the picture.
Yes.
This goes from being athletic to sexual.
Yeah, but I feel like
that,
if you have the talent, and like I said, like Mackenzie Dern doing it, like it blows my mind that people would have a problem with her.
Yeah.
Hold on, but let me make you think about it this way. I could literally send that ad to that to 150 different supplement companies that would probably use that in some sort of mainstream media ad about their product and about why women should take more protein or work out or whatever.
And she would probably be mad because I don't have any pants on.
But that's the standard in the fitness industry.
But that's what she's saying. Like, it's not fair that we do that to ourselves. That we have to dress like that, or women do dress like that. I mean, obviously, if you're in the fitness industry,
I ain't talking about that.
Well, I have clothes on in that picture.
Exactly, but that's my point. No, that's my point, though.
No comment.
No, I'm being serious. I think that's what she's talking about, because I've seen pictures of Mackenzie Dern, and she's literally has no gi top on, and she has a skimpy sports bra on, but it's in a athletic pose. You take that same picture and just change her look.
But what does it matter if she does? What does it matter? Because she's still Mackenzie Dern, and she can still fuck you up. What does it matter?
I think it's the message. I think she's saying it's the message that's being sent.
No, she feels like things are being stolen from her because women are willing to do that.
Can she name one thing that's been stolen from her?
She didn't.
Well, there you go.
Mute fucking point.
There you go. There you go. All right. Okay.
That's just people talking then.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And people's gonna talk.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters are gonna hate. Haters are gonna hate.
That's what it comes down to.
That hater hate is strong, especially in the jiu-jitsu community. Hater hate is strong.
Look, anytime that you're better than somebody else, and maybe this is what it comes down to. Anytime you're better than somebody else, it's easy for those other people to put a name tag on you or to put you in a classification because it makes them feel better about themselves. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Diane.
Oh, God.
She's hilarious. I love her so much.
Well, thank you for listening.
I love you, Diane.
Yeah, thank you for listening, Diane.
And I feel like you should.
I could get 25 of your friends, and we can all partake. But I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is if people want to classify you and put a name tag on you so they feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Michael Allen's such a better wrestler because he started when he was 3 and he's 5'5" and he's compact muscle. He's a natural. I mean, that's what happens. That's people want to classify that so they feel better about themselves, not fucking working hard enough.
I mean, he does have a low center of gravity. He's already almost to your ankle, so it's not fair.
Is something wrong with this mic?
No, you just gotta talk into it.
No, I've talked, but it's like popping in my ears.
Is it popping?
Yep.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
That's why we did sound check before we went on.
Yeah, it's like, can you guys hear that?
I think it's
Oh,
your
yeah,
breathing.
I got you here, loud and clear.
Okay, all right. I mean, going back to what we were just talking about with the females, I can play the other side of the argument, which may or may not be how I truly feel about it. And sometimes I just feel like I see some old, raggedy, out of shape, fugly, depressed because they're ugly, because they smell like weed, because their jiu-jitsu stinks.
Ooh.
And I see them hating on certain females. I've seen them hate on you. I've seen them hate locally on like Summer. I've seen them hate nationally on Mackenzie Dern. I've seen them hate on Ronda Rousey. I've seen them hate on Paige Van Zandt. I've seen them hate on, what's the other girl, the blonde girl?
Holly Holm?
No, not Holly Holm. Felice Herrig.
Yeah.
I've seen them hate on her. And all the people I just named, those are varying degrees of sexuality in how they market themselves.
Of course.
And it never fails somebody, whether it's down at some seminar in Raleigh or whether it's at some little outing after the seminar, or whether it's on Instagram, or it's on Facebook, or it's at the tournaments, or if it's on a international forum, they start hating, like you said, Nick. And at the end of the day, this is the one thing I've never understood about, not just about females, but about other groups that have been exposed to hatred and treated as if they were what's the word I'm looking for? As if they were inferior. So whether it was females, or whether it was blacks, or whether it was Hispanics, or whether it was homosexuals, the gay community, or whatever, the one thing that always blows my mind is when they argue within. You know, if
right, it's irritating for women to preach solidarity and then talk shit about all
and then
the
they're
women.
there talking shit about each other. You know, that just blows my flipping mind. If you want to say something to Nicole about Nicole's taking a picture with her boobs hanging out and you don't like it and you feel like it's wrong,
I'm still going to take pictures of my boobs out.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
but you can call Nicole and you can talk to Nicole, because if you're really concerned about how it makes women look, then you would talk to Nicole. You would say, hey, Nicole, especially if you're a higher rank, you would come and say, hey, Nicole, I'd like to talk to you about this because I feel like it sets a bad example for blah, 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 blah. Or it sets a bad, precedent for blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't happen. Instead, it's like a old hen, like a bunch of old hens sitting around complaining and crying. But
well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, obviously, but it's kind of irritating, I guess. It's irritating. I don't feel like it affects my jiu-jitsu. I don't show up at the gym half naked. I don't wear sports bras in the gym. I mean, the only reason in some competitions I don't have a rash guard on is because I'm at IBJJF and I have to make weight, and I can't afford to wear a rash guard. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, I come in the gym with pants as long as I can buy them and rash guards on, and I don't make jiu-jitsu sexual when I'm doing, when I'm rolling. Mm-hmm. There's nothing sexy about it in here, but whatever.
So, anything to add to that? We good?
I'm good.
Talk about
don't sexualize jiu-jitsu, please. God.
We are sexualizing jiu-jitsu.
I am.
I hate you guys. 864 fighting.
Oh, 864 fighting.
I don't know anything about this show. I couldn't find the damn video. I had to pay. You have to pay for them. Fuck.
19 people at last show.
I feel like he made this entire note set today because he misses hate mail. This entire show is just to get hate mail.
Yes. Well, it's stuff that we missed in the past 2 weeks, but it's not. This is so entertaining radio. People are just going to want to tune back in.
Yeah, I know. So go ahead. What are we doing next?
I said it.
We're asking you.
864 fighting championships.
Well,
do not look at the clock.
Yeah, let's skip that one.
You want to talk about Curtis Cloward versus Dylan Calla?
Oh, no, that's interesting. Fight Lab 58, for you regional local fans, Fight Lab 58 is coming up. It was supposed to be Curtis Cloward versus Derek. What the fuck is so funny?
Huh?
What are you guys laughing at?
Nothing.
What?
We're having a gay old time.
What?
A gay old time.
What, do you want to shut it off?
No.
You want to stop?
We're having fun.
Well, what are we doing? What's so funny?
We're waiting on you to talk about.
Waiting on you to talk about Cloward versus Kayla.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have anything to say about Cloward versus Kayla.
I thought you just said you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
What did you want to say?
I've totally forgot now.
So Curtis Cloward was originally supposed to fight your student Derek Hyatt.
Yeah, and Derek's pulled out.
Derek's pulled out. Do you want to say why?
His elbow's hurt.
Okay.
So I guess Curtis got a replacement, and Dylan Calla has stepped up to the plate. With what do we got? About a month out?
I was going to say very short time.
March 13th, I think. March 13th or March 17th is the fight.
Okay. Still at Grady Cole, right?
From what I know, yeah, it's at Grady Cole Center. So that's an interesting fight. We'll see who wins.
Why is it interesting?
Why are you in a bad mood all of a
I
sudden?
know. What the fuck happened?
Let's go on. Grappling Industries be this Saturday.
What
This is
happened?
your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're winding it down. So Grappling Industries coming up this Saturday. This will be their first time in the Charlotte area. Right now they have 216 people pre-registered, so that's a pretty good turnout.
So what happened the last time they were in the Charlotte area? You
Well,
want to
they
talk about that?
No, they canceled.
What?
Nobody registered. Grappling Industries is like IBJJF. You have to pre-register for it, and that's it. There's no day of registration. Everything is pre-registration because they put it in the computer and it spits the brackets out, and then they run the tournament and everybody gets out there at a decent time. So if you don't register, you don't compete. Well, if they only got 20 people registered, they're not going to come all the way from wherever the hell they're located at, which could be anywhere because they do tournaments all over the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally think they only had like 20 people registered last time, plus the people that wanted to do it for free for helping set up. So they just canceled the event. But 216 people. This is a pretty good turnout. And looking at the divisions, they got some interesting big brackets. They have a lot of absolute brackets. They have absolute literally for each belt.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, purple, brown, and black. And then they have the super absolutes with all of the belts combined, which is a pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty damn interesting. And just looking at some of the polls, man, they've got some interesting matchups going on. The black belt division, the absolute, they've got John Shell, Cliff White, and
John's going to be teaching a seminar here coming soon, right?
where?
I just saw it on Facebook.
At my school?
No, not here.
Oh,
Not
okay.
here.
No.
Somewhere.
No, I haven't seen that.
I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
But John Shell, CJ Murdoch, and Cliff White from Swamp Fox, I think he's like
John and his beautiful beard.
is going to be all in the super absolute or the black belt absolute. So that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see that.
You liked it. It was the Japanese necktie and leg lock seminar.
Yeah, I think he's already did that though, hasn't he?
Hasn't?
Oh, yeah, I feel like that already happened.
Did it really? Why is it going in the past? Well, it doesn't say that now.
Wow.
Yeah. It's done.
So interesting. I saw someone in a group had complained about a Grappling Industries event they went to, and when I first saw that that's what the post was about, I was kind of concerned because I'm really rooting for Grappling Industries to do well because I think it's going to be a good event around here. If like I said, if everything goes well and people sign up and they run the event, but so someone made a post complaining about Grappling Industries in another state, far away from here. So I guess the boyfriend had his gi events and he was going to be coming back for no gi or other way around. I don't know. So they tell him, your no gi event's going to be on this mat at 4:30. So they leave and they don't come back until 4:15, which, I mean, guys, you should know better. But anyway, they don't come back till 4:15, and then they go to that mat, and they're like, "Oh, well, they changed your mat. You need to go to this other mat." So that other mat's like, "We started this event at, 3 o'clock or whatever, 3:30, and we called you, and you didn't show up, so you're disqualified." So I guess they said that the owner of whoever is running the show wasn't nice to them, which I don't. Who knows? This is information that. I'm not this person. I don't know what really happened. I wasn't there, but I don't know how they were treated. I would hope that they weren't rude to them. But the fact is, guys, when you have a grappling match, like going to IBJJF, you've got to be there 90 minutes, right? 90 minutes before your start time.
Yeah.
Don't show up 15 minutes before your start time and then get mad because you got disqualified.
That's the man.
So I thought it was unfortunate to see someone trashing this promotion because of something that was really their fault.
One thing about people I've found with promotions, and this is what I was going to get into with the 864 thing, but I chose not to. Everybody thinks that putting on an event, it could be something as small as a birthday party, like you and my wife did for my daughter. you look at that, and everybody was coming up to me later going, man, that birthday party was awesome. Man, you guys had the bouncy house and the basketball goal and the sack races and the decorations was on point and the cake was awesome and the music was great and everybody just thought it was so phenomenal. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, even though I had nothing to do with the planning, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'll bet you $100 if you ask Nicole and Regina to go back through everything they did to get ready for that party, it wasn't easy. It always looks easy when it goes off great, but it's not easy. And
oh, for sure. Like Regina didn't even Regina hasn't planned a whole lot of parties. That's not her thing. So when she asked me to help her, I told her that I wanted to come up here the night before the party, even though I was getting off work late. I was like, I have to work the day of the party, so I can't come help you that morning. So I need to come up here Friday night and let's decorate Friday night so we don't have to do it Saturday. And she kind of was like, is that really necessary? And so when we came in here Friday night and we were here for several hours, she was like, I did not realize how long it takes to do things.
Yeah. You think about that, and then you think about putting on a Grappling Industries event or a NAGA or an IBJJF or a Fight Lab.
Yeah, the logistics that go into that.
I remember doing Fight Lab events and people, I remember people always talking about how great they were. And then I remember someone always complaining. And I used to sit there and think about what Tom Bakley and Kenny went through with the logistics of the operations part setup. And then I think about the part that I went through with the matchmaking and the handle of the commission. People have no idea. Like the Grappling Industries, I've never done a tournament of that magnitude of Grappling Industries or NAGA, but I can, from my experience of doing Fight Lab and Warfare and Black Eye and the MMA promotions, I can guarantee you there are so many little things that we don't think about,
right?
That we would never think about.
Especially traveling. Getting the stuff
the
here,
traveling,
finding people here locally that can help.
The loading, the unloading, the boxes, what's probably the equipment storage. There's so much dealing with the venues, the EMT services.
People running their website. Yeah. It's got to be.
I have a little bit of an idea, but I would be scared to sit down and talk to the guy that runs the promotion and hear and go through a day with him and see the setup. And I wouldn't want to do it. But people's always going to complain. But, you look at the IBJJF. The IBJJF is by far one of the better run events that you're ever going to get to. Mm-hmm. You've got that many people at those events, and they get through it. They start it and they get through it. That's huge. But to start it and get through it, and if there's 20 hiccups, and 15 of them are so small that you can cover them up, man, you've got a victory. Excuse me. And, I agree with you. It's sad to see people, run a promotion down or talk crap. Now, some of them, though, are really shitty.
Well, and IBJJF does stuff that's irritating. And there are things that happen that's really irritating when you have 15 mats and they're running 2 of them. It's, I don't know what's going on. I don't work for a grappling promotion tournament, but it is irritating.
That was a frustrating thing.
It is very frustrating. But when you yourself have made a mistake, don't trash a promotion because you showed up 15 minutes before your start time, and then you wonder why you got disqualified.
Yeah, that was crazy. That would be crazy. But the tournament, if you don't know, it's too late to register, obviously. But if you want to come watch some great jiu-jitsu, it's this Saturday at the York YMCA. York, I guess that's still Fort Mill, right?
Yep.
Okay, so grappling's going to start at 8:00. And from what I understand, the one consistent thing that I have heard about Grappling Industries that I'm really impressed with, I haven't seen it. Knock on something, because God, I sit here and brag about it, but then this will be the event. It don't happen. But everyone I've talked to up in Boston, New York, out west that came to these events, they say that the setup is phenomenal, the rules are phenomenal, and the best part about it is you get out early.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
Aren't you
We'll
allowed to
see.
reap at this tournament? Isn't that enough for you people?
Yeah, man, that's the part that drives me crazy. Everybody complains about the IBJJF and the leg locks, and then here comes Grappling Industries and goes, oh, well, hell, you can leg lock all you want to, whatever you want to. You can reap, you can do whatever you want to. And now,
people are complaining about that too.
And don't get me wrong, I'm glad there's 216 people because I honestly feel like they're going to come in here and they're going to make a big impression. They're going to do the right thing. They're going to put on a phenomenal tournament. And then they're going to come back, and then all these naysayers, the ones that had doubts, are going to jump on board, and that 216 is quickly going to turn into 400, and 400 may turn into 500. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping that's what happens. That's why I've got behind them on this, because I want us to have an alternative to get us ready for the IBJJF that is reasonable, and we can, at a decent price, get multiple matches and get out at a decent hour. That's what I want. But it just kills me that all these people that complain about the IBJJF and all these big Donna Hare leg lockers and all these leg lockers and catch wrestlers and all this foolishness that I hear on Facebook, they say they don't do IBJJF because they don't like the rules. Well, then here comes people with the rules, and you don't show up. You don't sign up. Where are you at? Where are you at?
Where you at, though?
That's a good point.
I mean, seriously, that's the shit that pisses me off here in Charlotte. It drives me crazy. You know,
do you think it only happens here, though?
Yes, I swear it only happens here because you go to Atlanta. Let Grappling Industries go to Atlanta.
Do they?
No, they don't go to Atlanta because there's a bunch of other tournaments in Atlanta. When Naga comes to Atlanta, they're packed out.
Naga Atlanta's huge.
What's the tournament that's always in Atlanta? So they got like a Japanese name. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Kakudo.
Kakudo or something like that. Yeah. They're packed. Anytime. If there's grappling in Atlanta, the Atlanta schools show up in force because they want to grapple. People here want to fucking talk all the time. Just drives me crazy. Just fucking drives me. I don't understand it.
Do you think it's just a population thing?
It's the population. It's the politics. I mean, I remember one time.
Do you honestly think there's no politics in Atlanta BJJ?
There's politics everywhere. In anything. There's politics in anything. There's politics in anything we do. There's politics in MMA.
But there's no reason that another grappling promotion should be talking shit about another grappling promotion trying to come in the area, because more tournaments the better. We all need to get better. Like if you don't have a tournament the same day, then why do you care that another promotion has come to town to do a damn tournament? Right. Why are you trying to run them in the ground?
Listen, Naga should be packed in Charlotte. Yep. New Breed should be packed in Charlotte. Yep. U.S. Grappling should be packed in Charlotte. Yep. Grappling Industries should be packed in Charlotte. And the IBJJF should be overflowing. They should be wanting to come. IBJJF should be wanting to come back here 2 times. Yep. They should be
right. If everybody around here wants to talk like they're a major competitor,
yeah,
and then IBJJF comes around and the signups are freaking embarrassingly low.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
And it drives me crazy, man. It drives me up the wall. I mean, it literally drives me up the freaking wall. Like, I don't have that many students right now. By next year, I will. But right now, I think I have like 27 full-time students. Okay, I've got 8 people competing. That's a little under a third of my students. Okay, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. But when IBJJF comes around, I expect to have the majority. I expect to put at least 15 people to 20 people out on that mat. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing people to go to Grappling Industries. I'm pushing people. I've got a little calendar of what we're going to do. I'm pushing people to go to the New Breed. The Naga. I'm pushing people to go to the New Breed, I think, in July. I'm pushing them to go to the Charlotte tournament, the Atlanta tournament. I want us to compete. But not only do I want us to compete, I want Jiu-Jitsu to grow.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that Jiu-Jitsu was like playing any other sport where you had a tournament that was not outrageously expensive that you could do every weekend or every other weekend, you know?
Right.
So why would you trash another tournament that wants to come to town when that's another opportunity for you to compete?
But on the Grappling Industries end, what drives me crazy about people not coming to this is it's cheaper. You get
guaranteed matches.
Holy, my blue belt female Amanda, if she can run the gauntlet and do what she signed up for, she'll have 10 damn matches Saturday, minimum. She'll have 10 matches.
one of the men white belt said he was going to potentially have 8.
Yeah. How in the hell? How do you seriously, like, write in on this? Send me some hate mail. How do you claim
thebreadskitchen@gmail.com?
How do you claim that you're this big grappler, big stud? You know who grapples? Speaking of Caitlin earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know who grapples? You know who's in every damn tournament? CJ Murdoch.
Okay.
CJ Murdoch represents in Charlotte. I mean, he represents. He steps up to the plate every single tournament. You see CJ or Josh, and usually Caitlin too, which I can understand why Caitlin wouldn't compete. Same thing.
She doesn't get. I mean,
she don't get a lot of matches.
You have to beg people now. Like being a brown belt, I had to, message people or get on groups and be like, who's going to be at this tournament because I need somebody. Yeah,
so I can understand that part. But even then, Caitlin is usually at every tournament. But CJ represents. But there's people running around Charlotte that claim there's all this great grappling going on and all this. They're this tough jiu-jitsu. I'm like, well, why aren't you there? Why is your school not there? I can't fathom that there's literally all these schools in Charlotte without representation at a tournament where it's $20 to $30 cheaper than what you would have to pay at these other tournaments that they show up to and get one match. One freaking match. You get one match. You lose that one anyway, but you get one match.
I paid $100 for 2 matches.
For 2 matches.
Against the same person.
What are we doing? U.S. Grappling came. I couldn't believe this shit. U.S. Grappling came here, I think it was last year. And people, we were out of town, but people literally were climbing grease poles backwards not to go to the tournament. This was either last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. But I'm just like, why? You go to U.S. Grappling, you're going to get matches. You go to U.S. Grappling submission only, you're going to get good matches. You're going to get tough matches. So why would you not go? And look, I know why you don't go. You don't go because you have political, financial ties to freaking New Breed or Nugget. That's why you don't go. You don't go because you don't want your students to compete because you don't want them to know that you're a fraud ass. Don't even get me started. All right.
No. Can you expand?
No, I'm not expanding nothing. Let's go. I'm getting mad. Let's go.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Good grief. It just pisses me off, man, because how is jiu-jitsu ever going to grow if we don't grow it, if we don't get out and put it out there?
That's how we have to educate the people.
There's no need to educate. Educate what? They're drinking Kool-Aid.
So why don't we run smokers in jiu-jitsu?
That's a good point.
Well,
I mean, it would be cheaper.
You got smokers in MMA. You got smokers in boxing.
Let's run smokers in jiu-jitsu. It would be cheaper.
I think that's what they tried doing, or what they did at court.
Yeah, but that was only like white and blue belts.
Oh yeah, well that's true. But no, I mean they did it still. I don't know people who showed up.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even put that much money into it. I wouldn't have a podium and medals and shit. I wouldn't have none of that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, here's your beer. You won. Good job.
I'm there for a beer.
I don't know if they would drink one of these unknown. Like I'm having doubts about this because it says the unknown.
You're just not drinking it fast enough, which is why you're angry.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our main topic.
The Florida school shooting.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, that was another sad moment. A crazy person.
Yep.
What gets a gun, walks into a school, and kills 17. Is it 17 or 18?
17 and injured another 14, I think. So, interesting fact I read today in an article: his caregiver of him and he has a younger brother.
Right.
So I guess she was their caregiver after his mom died last year, and I guess he quit living with her though because I think she kicked him out because
it was adopted. It was adopted.
Yeah, okay, his adopted mom, because after his mom died, she took over the care, and I think she had kicked him out because of his gun collection, and he went to go live with a friend. But anyway, like 2 days after the shooting, supposedly, I think she went to the court to file to get his $800,000 inheritance. That was sitting, I guess, from his mom from when he turns 22.
Mm.
I don't know if it was maybe 400,000 was for him and 400,000 for his brother, or how that situation worked, but he wasn't supposed to get it until he was 22.
Oh, wow.
So this huge inheritance that his adoptive mother that kicked him out has already tried to claim.
I can't
So
tell
that's-
because I haven't read that.
that's
that
what-
must be
that's-
brand new.
That's what this crazy. That's what he's not grown up with. But I mean, just think about the situation that he's been living in.
So she tried to get his inheritance because he's been arrested, or this before he committed?
No, because he's been arrested.
Okay.
So he'll be in jail, obviously.
Well, yeah, he's gonna be in jail. He ain't going nowhere. I mean,
So yeah, she's trying to take control of his inheritance already.
Well, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So.
So I think that honestly, that the younger brother, that half his money, whatever half of his inheritance is, should stay wherever it is until he turns 22, and the shooter's half should go to the victims.
Well, so here's
family.
what was represent. This is what was printed down.
You can't do that.
News.
You
But
should
you
definitely
can't.
be able to do that.
Just one day after the shooting massacre last week at Florida High School, the woman who cared for the alleged shooter and his brother reportedly filed court papers seeking control of their inheritance, which could total up to $800,000. Roxanne DeChamps also had Zachary Cruz, the brother of shooting suspect Nicholas Cruz, involuntarily committed to a mental facility shortly after the massacre. The New York Post reported, citing a family source. DeChamps, a longtime family friend of the Cruz brothers, began looking for them after their adoptive mother, Linda, died of pneumonia in November. Her court filings indicate that she wants to administer Lydia's estate, which could make her responsible for distributing the proceeds of her life insurance policy and settling her debts. The Post reported. While there are no indications Deschamps would be able to obtain the inheritance for herself, she could charge a fee for her efforts administering the estate, subject to judicial approval. Wow.
So then she had the little brother committed after the older brother did the school shooting.
I don't even know what the fuck to say about this one.
I mean, it's still not as bad as him shooting at 17. I mean, it's bad, but it's not.
It's awful. And
I mean, the 17, like, I mean, I don't know.
How do you feel about this, Nick?
I mean, I have the problem. Roxanne Deschamps also had Zachary Cruz, which is the brother of suspect Nicholas Cruz, involuntarily committed to a mental facility shortly after the massacre. I got nothing. I mean, why would she do that?
Now, I want to hear what you think about school shootings. Because you were in the military, correct?
Yes. So
I know that you were a gun lover.
So here's my take on this. This kid had problems, and he even left Facebook and Google posts that, and anybody.
Well, apparently the FBI totally missed it.
So anytime the FBI, and I'm gonna fucking call you out on this, FBI, because I know you're lying on this. Everybody that leaves a comment on, say, a YouTube page or anywhere else, that IP address is tracked.
Right. They try to say they couldn't track the IP address in that comment.
Bullshit.
Well,
they know where their account.
Well, somebody reported him though. Somebody directly reported somebody else, I think.
Well, his friends, from what I understand, from what I read, his friends also reported him for like killing small animals. So that goes to an overall broad neglect of whoever the caregiver is at the time to look at the facts and to treat this young kid. So this young kid grows up to be an adult. And once you're an adult, if you don't have any history of psychiatric illness, or even as going into an adult, your childhood psychiatric problems, unless they're substantial, are sealed shut, and you begin anew when you're 18. But somebody dropped the ball on this,
right?
And they knew who this guy was. If he was leaving posts on YouTube saying that I'm going to be a professional school shooter, That's at least something to
And
say.
apparently all of his, like a lot of the people that went to school there even said they had made jokes about if anybody shoots up the school, it's going to be him. And then I read something that sort of disturbs me, but I mean, I don't know the whole story. I wasn't there, but the guy was driven to the school with a black backpack, a black duffel bag, and whatever, kind of clothes he was wearing. I think like black cargo pants. So he might have looked a little suspicious, I feel like. He was driven to the school in an Uber. And he walked into the school. Someone saw him that recognized him and knew he had been suspended for his behavior, and saw him with this backpack in this duffel bag and did not physically try to stop them themselves. They radioed another teacher. But by the time...
But wasn't he already graduated from that high school?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's 19, I
19,
think.
19.
So yeah, he was. I mean, he got kicked out of that high school. I don't think he even got to graduate. But he was no longer going to school there. But someone saw him before the shooting started. Someone that worked at the high school saw him, recognized him, knew that he didn't go to school there, knew he got kicked out of school. And I assume he would have the backpack and his duffel bag with him, and they didn't try to stop him.
So here's my only question is, we know that the kid had three sets of parents. Whatever happened to his birth parents, and then his adoptive mom, I believe, died, and then he was staying in a home or in a foster care facility. Somewhere along that line, somebody dropped the ball in getting this kid some help. And anytime that you leave your parents, whether it's a happy divorce or a sad divorce, those kids need some type of counseling.
Right. I feel like a lot of kids that probably end up in foster care, even if whatever bad things that happen to them, even if they were like super young and they don't consciously have a memory of it, their brain has a memory of it.
Yes, I agree.
So, yeah, they definitely need to be in counseling.
What do you think about this?
I mean, I think this is you can't fix crazy. You can't rationalize with crazy. You can't make reasoning with crazy.
Do you think taking all the guns away from everyone in the United States will solve this problem?
No, I don't think this is a gun problem. I think that this is a cultural problem here in the United States with our youth, and I think it started back probably 20 years ago. I think that we're in a culture where we glorify violence. It's the truth.
Well, I think it's not just that. It's just, social media, media period now is it explodes everything. So that if you do something and you're going to get kind of immortalized for it, I mean, you're going to be plastered all over every media page.
Well, I mean, let me finish. I think it's a cultural issue. I think it's a FBI issue. They could have stopped it. I mean, you want to talk about what could have possibly deterred this situation from happening, what possibly could have stopped this situation from happening. You could ban all of the legal gun sales you wanted to for every gun. The FBI had more of a hand on this thing to stop it than any law we can pass. This is a FBI issue. They dropped the ball, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think the other thing is we don't have punishments in the United States to deter criminals from making drastic decisions. Now, you're not going to stop everybody. Some people don't give a fuck. Okay, that's why they're killers. Some people are killers, but just like this kid, he said, "I'll plead guilty if you don't give me the death penalty." He already had this thing planned out in his head. Okay, he already had this thing planned out in his head. Now,
because he went in with no fight.
Yeah.
When they arrested him.
Yeah, he said, I'll plead guilty if you don't give me the death penalty. Now, I guarantee you, maybe not him. Maybe he's that bad motherfucker. Okay, maybe he's that crazy psycho dude that does not give a damn. But I guarantee you, if you take 5 of the school shooters and they're in a culture where it's automatic death penalty by military sniper firing squads that will shoot if you kill 17 people, they will kill you with 17 bullets. And I guarantee you, if you show those, the first one that does it, that tries it, and you show him getting shot 17 times, once in his pinky toe, once in his ankle, once in his bicep, once in his shoulder blade, once in his gut, once in his knee, once and keep going, and then you finally kill him with the last shot. I guarantee you, the next 5 that think about it will give it a second thought before they do it. Now, I'm not saying that would stop them, but you will stop at least one of them. You will stop at least 2, maybe even 2 of them. But you've got to have stuff set up. In today's society, people don't think there's any consequences for their actions. And when you let fuckers go in and kill people, and then you give them a life sentence and let them sit up in a prison, which prison is bad. But I promise you, these people are disturbed. There's something in their lives that is not right. That prison cell with 3 hot meals a day, with all the ramen noodle soups they can eat, with an hour of physical fitness minimum, maybe even more, that's a better life than what they're probably living out on the street. Okay? So they don't give a shit. But if you put something out in front of them that stands out in their face and makes them say, hey, well, no, wait a minute. I'm pissed off at the world, and I hate life, and I hate everybody, and I hate that teacher, and I hate the principal, and I hate those students, and I hate the football games, and I hate the logos, and I hate my mom, I hate my dad, I hate my sister, I hate G.I. Joe, I hate Duncan Hines cakes, I hate all that shit, and I think I want to go blow somebody's brains out. But wait a minute. I just saw the death penalty of the last dude that did this, and he killed 26 people, and they shot him 26 times, and it did not look like a fun way to die. So instead of me doing that, maybe I'll just go down here and hit somebody in the face.
Well, they're not going to do that because God knows we can't even lethally inject people, because if we do it wrong, then it might be cruel and unusual punishment.
You know what? Maybe you know. I read something one time about the not Columbine, but the mass shooting up in
Sandy Hook.
Was that the little kids?
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook. I watched a documentary on that, and somebody brought up a good point. We will show the worst things in the world on television, but when there's a mass shooting, we don't show it. We edit it out. The news cameras, they go down there, CNN, Fox News. Oh, this is terrible. Let's interview this kid. Let's talk about this. Well, they've got this cell phone footage, but we just can't show it because it's too gruesome. Okay? On that documentary, they made a great point. They said, you want to stop this shit? You really want to stop this shit? Start showing what fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
Start showing it. Start showing it. When these fuckers go into these schools, they kill these little kids. Start showing it on television, and let these fuckers that go and take up for these psychopaths and say, oh, well, we just need to control this with gun control, and we just need to control this with this, and we don't need to give them the death penalty, and we need to rub their little heads and their hands, and we need to worry about their mental health stability. And I guarantee you start showing what these psychos do to these children, people will, a large portion of our society will start changing their minds and start wanting to do something. Look at what's going on now. They're not going to do anything. They're talking about gun control.
Yeah, but I think if you probably show the pictures of what a 6-year-old child looks like with 20-something bullets in them, they're probably going to be calling for more gun control. I mean, they would.
But you can't govern through legislation. It's just a fact.
It's just a fact. It's not going to happen. And you know what I sort of wish, to be honest with you, this is what I really wish would happen. I almost want to send a tweet out to Big Daddy Donald Trump and say, Big Daddy, just go ahead and give them all the gun regulations that they want. Just do it. Fuck it. No, seriously, just hold on. Let me finish.
I mean, yeah.
Just do it. Just do it. Just give them all the. Let them ban the AR-99. Let them take the automatic weapons. Ban the bazookas. Shut down all the fucking tanks in the world. Let's just do it. Just do it. Give them what they want, and then let's hear what's fucking next. Because anybody with common sense knows to try to say you're going to create a law for someone who is breaking a law is the most retarded thing on the earth.
Yeah, I mean, hearing, oh, you need insurance or whatever you need to buy guns. Not saying that we need to make it any easier to buy guns. I don't disagree that maybe we should make it a little harder, but if we outlaw guns, only outlaws have guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. I mean, and I think people see an AR-15, and because it looks so military and it looks so scary, they don't realize it's the same gun that you go shoot a deer with, right?
Yep, very much.
There are hunting rifles that are just exactly the same. They just don't look the same.
Fuck those hunting rifles. You could go into, I remember in my old neighborhood, you could walk out onto the street, and at any given time in our little group of friends, there's 30 fucking guns out there on that street corner. How many of them fucking guns do you think was bought legally?
Yeah.
None.
Not a single fucking one of them. 30 fucking guns, and they're all born. All you're going to do, a guy was on CNN the other night, and he's an expert in violent criminal behavior, and he said all you're going to do by banning a AR-15, by banning a pistol, by banning a stock, by taking all the tanks, by shutting down all the grenade factories, all you're going to do is create creative criminals.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's exactly the same thing we do really in prisons, because I watch these lockdown shows on Netflix where they go in the prisons and they film these guys, and it's really kind of amazing
what they
come up with. I'm like, if you fucking would use your brain for good, you could be a rocket scientist, motherfucker. Like, you wouldn't be in prison on death row. Like, it blows my mind the things that they come up with.
Yeah. It's what happens when you have like all the time on your hands.
Yeah.
You have to come up with solutions that will give them a reason not to go into a school and shoot.
And some people just want to die. Harrison Klebold that did Columbine killed themselves. I mean, they were going to die at the end of it. I mean, you can't stop everybody. And I mean, there's been other countries that have gun laws that people use a knife or bombs or whatever. I mean, the people that did Columbine tried to use bombs. They just, failed at the bomb part. But I mean, what if they hadn't? The most devastation they did wouldn't have been their guns. It would have been the bombs.
Yeah. We need guaranteed death penalties for school shooters.
Yep.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know if you make school. I mean, I'm for this. Make schools
premeditated.
Make schools federal property. Make schools federal property. If you step onto us or so, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, I don't want to get into that. Okay, I don't give a shit about the politics of it. I'm just saying, if you step, because the federal government is the only ones that have guaranteed death penalties. In 50 states, you've got 50 different laws about the death penalty, and you'll never get all 50 states to agree. But a federal law, if you step onto a school with a gun and you shoot at a student or a faculty member, make it a federal crime. And if you hit somebody and you kill somebody, it's automatic death penalty. If you make the death penalty harsh, I don't give a good goddamn about their feelings. I don't care about their limbs. I don't care about their mother. I don't care about how their dad feels. I don't care if they had mental disability. I don't care. If they step on our school property and they kill one of our children, or they kill a faculty member that is there to protect our kids, then they get the death penalty, and it's harsh.
So maybe also, in addition to that, we need to have harsher death penalties or harsher penalties for people that, a lot of these school shooters got their guns from inside their home because they weren't locked up. So, I mean, parents or whoever need to be held accountable for the fact they've got guns in the home and they're not being responsible. So there needs to be penalties for that as well. Obviously, if they're not thinking twice about having guns in their home and not locking them up. I mean, school shootings have happened for a huge variety of reasons, though. I mean, it's not just because, this time that kid bought that gun legally because he was old enough, but that's not always been the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the Columbine, they ordered the parts off the internet and they built it themselves.
Yeah. We need deterrence at the school. So we need automatic death penalty. We need harsh death penalties. We need deterrence at the school, which means we need. This is 2017. This isn't 1983. We need metal detectors. We need armed guards at the school.
That's the problem. People don't want to pay for it.
What? Well, then, fuck your kids then. The hell with them. The hell with you little shit snot-nosed punks. Fuck it.
You can't. People don't want to shell out money to pay teachers and pay for books, and they want teachers to pay for their own school supplies. They're not the taxpayer. They're just not going to shell out the money for it.
I want to get the root of your anger tonight.
No, I'm being serious.
Who the fuck has pissed you off tonight? I feel like we had a good practice in there.
We had a great first half of podcast,
and then you flipped a switch.
Look, on this note, what pisses me off is the ignorance of the United States of America. It just pisses me off. That's why I didn't want to talk about the Russian shit. But that's why because when we got to the Russian thing, the more in a split second I thought about it, and it just flew all over me. We've wasted 2 to 3 years on this Russian stuff.
Yeah.
3 years on this. 3 years. 3 years we've split our country in half. 3 years we've downed political candidates. 3 years we've made a mockery of our political system. 3 years. We have literally shit on our Constitution. We've shit on our president. We've shit on ourselves. We've shit on our how we look in front of the rest of the world. And like Donald Trump said, they're sitting over in Moscow laughing their fucking asses off at us. And it's us. It ain't Donald Trump. It ain't Russia. It's us. It's the society. Our kids are getting killed, and we're talking about legislation on a fucking inanimate object. What about the object that breathes? What about the object that made the decision? What about the objects that pulled the triggers? What about the objects that pointed down the scope? What about the objects that killed all them kids at Sandy Hook? What about the objects that walked into that theater in Denver and killed innocent people? What about them? Fuck the guns. And then I read the other day some idiot on Facebook said, well, fire kills too, and blah, 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 and we don't talk about shutting off all the fire. I forget. And I'm just like, are you a retard? What are you talking about? Quit being a damn Dr. Feelgood, hug rainbows, all this shit, and let's get down to the bottom of this. Kids are getting killed. Kids are dying, dead. Like Eddie was in high school, and I'll never forget this. There was a fucking kid sitting behind him, and he said something about shooting people. And Eddie and some of the other kids told the administration. The administration didn't want to do nothing. South Meck High School, 2014. That fucking kid could have came back and killed my fucking son. Charlotte, North Carolina, South Meck High School, 2014. Now, I have a 2-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, and this shit is scary. And people's talking about worried about the legislation on a fucking gun. It breathes like this phone. This phone can't hit you in your head unless I throw it at you right now. Mm-hmm. And if I throw it at you and hit you in your head, I guarantee you, if you don't shoot me, somebody's going to call the fucking police, and you're not going to say, come down here and arrest this iPhone. That fucking iPhone hit me in my head. We need to ban this iPhone. This iPhone is it's a dangerous piece of material, and this iPhone is just terrible. I mean, do you fuckers feel good about yourselves when you say this stupid shit? Donald Trump, please. Would somebody please just give them all the gun control laws that they want. As long as they're not banning every gun. Just let them ban the AR-15. Let them ban certain crazy ammunition. Let them close up. Let them confiscate all the tanks. Okay. Let them shut the grenade factories down. Please, just do it. And then on the next fucking school shooting, I want to hear what it is then. I want to know. Then what will it be? What will it be then? Then we just need to get rid of all the guns? I mean, it just pisses me off, man. It bothers me because, hey, it should bother you. You got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
holy shit, I don't want you and Eddie to have fucking kids in this world. These motherfuckers are crazy. They're fucking crazy. They're deliriously, I don't know what was in the weed in the 80s, but something fucked somebody up. I mean, think about the example I just said. I'll throw this fucking phone at you right now, and by their logic,
people don't
they're going to call the law.
I agree with you 100%, but people don't see it that way because
How can you not see it?
Because it's too easy for another human being to place blame on an inanimate object than on the fault of the species themselves.
And pharmacy companies have too much money for us to blame them because they're going to buy their way out of it. I mean,
talk about pharmacy companies. Everybody that's committed a mass shooting within the past decade has been on some type of pharmaceutical. That's a different discussion.
Yeah.
But that gets down into the core of what is wrong with.
I mean, there's definitely something wrong with a medication if they're giving you a medication for depression and the side effect.
Working.
And well, the side effect is wanting to fucking kill yourself.
Somebody.
Yeah, or somebody else. Yeah, like what the fuck?
I love the small words that they say when, like those drug commercials. Side effects may include prior prison. You may want to kill yourself. You may want to murder your squirrel or your guinea pig in your sleep.
Or your entire fucking family.
But don't blame it on the guns. Blame it on the people that made the drug. Thank you.
Well, you know, we're gonna. I don't know. And then, I really hate to say this, but I was watching CNN. Like, CNN and Fox is the best entertainment on fucking TV, man. You watch that shit, like, I can flip back and forth, and it's just hilarious. But one thing I do want to say, man, I was watching, like, some of the kids, the interviews, and it's sad because the kids are buying into this shit, or at least there's a small group of them, or maybe it's a large group of them, and they're CNN's just putting them all over the damn news, and they're talking about, you know, gun legislation, and you need to stop this because we need to stop this. Guys, you're talking about people who are breaking the law. The simple. Listen, this is how you know that the fucker's really crazy. This is how you know that this shooter was really fucked up. Because if he had any brains, okay. He would have went the illegal way to get the damn gun instead of going the legal way to get the gun. Right. It would have been easier for him to just go get the gun illegally. Mm-hmm. That's what people's not getting. And I think part of that is there's a certain part of our society that is so fucking out of touch with reality and what's really going on out here in these streets.
Well, I think people are saying that it doesn't make sense that a 19-year-old, well, you can start buying rifles at 18, but you can't buy a handgun until you're 21. So they're saying it doesn't make sense that you can buy an AR-15 when you're 18 years old, but you can't buy a handgun until you're 21. But I'm telling you people that if he want to shoot up a school, he can do it with a fucking handgun. It wouldn't matter.
And he can do whatever he wants to. He don't have to go through the legal loopholes, people. Wake up. He don't have to. He can go down the street corner. I could leave here right now. I could leave here right now and drive 10, 15 minutes and go buy a gun.
Mm-hmm. Somebody wanted to pay me, and never mind.
10, 15 minutes, I could go buy a gun. So what are y'all talking about? It does not make sense what you're saying. Quit focusing on that crap. Again, the iPhone. I'm gonna come and hit some of y'all in the head with this iPhone. I'm gonna hit you in the head with it. And then I want you to call the law on the iPhone. That's what you're saying. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's the person. It's the people. We have to have stricter laws. We have to have automatic death penalties. We have to make them think. It starts with them. Make them think. And if they don't think and they go ahead and do it.
Let's just take it here. Let's do it like other countries. If you steal, you're getting your fucking hand chopped off. Let's go there.
They still, Malaysia and Saudi Arabia, they still behead people.
Yes.
In the public square.
Beheading's too quick.
Bet you if we started beheading people in public square, they'd start acting right.
Yeah, you're right. They probably
would.
They probably would that stupid. My idea is better though. You kill 17 people.
Shoot them 17 times.
You're getting shot 17 times. 17
I like it.
is the death shot.
I like it.
Oh, they're not snipers, military that could pull that off.
Well, usually I think when they do the death penalty by rifle. One
No,
of
no,
the,
no. We're not talking about firing range
Okay,
where they only load
But
one
when,
bullet.
yeah, when you do the firing squad, at least one person doesn't have bullets, so none of them know who actually killed the
Killed him.
person.
No, we're talking about like setting 17 people up around a circle, and everybody takes pot shots at the guy.
So
17 times. Or if you kill 21
then
people.
one of those fucking people that was in that firing squad would start whining about the job and how it mentally fucked him up, and then they'd be
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
find good people.
Trust me.
No, we would find. That's what I'm saying. There's people out there that could do it. Oh shit, you miss.
The hell, I have good aim. Women have good aim.
Oh
Women
my God,
are
here we
more
go.
fucking coordinated than men are.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Say something. Say something.
Nick.
Something.
Nick. Oh man. Well, guys, this has been fun.
We're going to take it out to the range one day. Anything you want to add on 864 fighting?
No, gosh, I don't want to talk about it.
Anything you want to add on
next week?
Fight Lab 58?
I don't even want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about Curtis Clower and Dylan Callum?
Can you tell us what crawled up your underwear and made you in a bad mood today?
Curtis Clower, Dylan Calla. I don't want to talk about it, but I do. I think it's like Christmas for me. I mean,
Can you tell us what
I'm
we
happy.
did to you today?
No.
I feel
y'all
like-
didn't do anything to me.
Why'd you get so mad
I feel like
then?
you were about to flip on us
No, man.
any
Yeah, you
minute.
need to get mad. We
Whatever.
both feel that way.
No, I wasn't.
We're both not crazy. The odds are against you.
I just didn't want to talk about A64, and I didn't want to go down Curtis Clower and Dylan Calla.
Anything you want to talk about? Geese for GIs, you want to throw out the dead?
Yeah, just Geese for GIs. We'll have more information next week if we do the podcast.
There will be a podcast next week.
Okay, so if we do the podcast next week, we'll give you more information. There'll be more information on the Facebook page. Check Matt Charlotte, also on the Bread fan page.
Yep.
On my personal profile,
Yep.
Nicole's personal profile, Nick's personal profile. Geese for GIs, Jeremy Rell, Joe Selecki, Elton Cruz, and possibly Steve Hall, April the 7th. It's going to be amazing.
I've never met Steve.
April the 7th. So that is going to be here, Checkmate Charlotte.
Yes.
What is the address of Checkmate Charlotte again, please?
3451 Westinghouse Boulevard, Suite 5.
So if you come down, you will see the marquee sign now. We do have a marquee sign.
Mhm.
So you come through, and if you have any questions, where can they call?
Well, no, I'm not putting my number on this page. So
I'm about to give them
Well,
my
there is a
personal-
number on the website, right?
we'll give the number. We'll give the number for the Geese.
We'll
give you Brian Crandall's number.
CheckMyCharlotte.com.
What is John Piper's phone number?
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, next week we're going to give you the Pipe Doctor's phone number. You can call John Piper.
CheckmateCharlotte.com.
Yeah, but go to checkmatecharlotte.com starting tomorrow. We'll have a lot of the information up for April 7th, Geese for GIs here at Checkmate Charlotte.
Nicole's last words. Fire away. Oh, you dropped the ball.
I'm sorry.
Boo! Somebody boo that woman.
You didn't tell me that. I didn't know I was going to get last words.
Boo.
You're both the bitches of the week. Damn.
And if you want to catch us anywhere, we are at thebreadskitchen@gmail.com. We do welcome all and any bad reviews, content, or emails if you just want to yell at us.
Please yell at them.
Please yell at us so we can show Nicole. We are also at breadskitchen.com. You can check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on SoundCloud, and on motherfucking iTunes. And if you don't like us there, then I'm going to send Andrew over to arrest you, which will hopefully be our first sponsor. Coming soon. Coming soon. Stand by.
I can't even get him to show up so I can try his geese on. Andrew.
You come here at 3. Anything else, Senor?
That'll be it.
So, live cast. We're going to catch you guys next time. If you guys are on the podcast.